In today's world, it is more important than ever for a Sigma male to pick the right partner. As the divorce rate is high and the dating pool shrinks every day, it is critical we find the right partner. Ironically, Sigma males are non-traditional and always challenge the status quo. This means they may challenge the traditional beliefs on marriage and are not afraid to speak up. This can be great in some situations, but it can be troublesome in relationships. In order for a Sigma male and a female partner to work well together, they must have a high level of trust and respect. Finding this is why Sigma males often have a tough time in the dating market, but that doesn't mean we can't find success. However, picking the right partner is not always easy. As Sigmas, we need a woman who is not only beautiful and intelligent, but also compatible. This partner needs to understand us and support our busy lifestyle. And while some Sigma males may prefer short-term relationships because they enjoy the challenge of a chase, other Sigmas may prefer long-term relationships because they provide stability and a sense of security. We may also feel that short-term relationships are too superficial and lack depth, and depth allows us to share our deep thoughts and connect on an intimate level. In addition, a Sigma male's high sex drive will require a partner who can connect on a deep level. But whether short or long-term, ultimately, it is up to each person to decide what type of relationship he prefers. As Sigmas, we also need to be aware of the traits we possess that may make relationships difficult. At times, we can be difficult to read and often guarded. This trait may not be the most inviting, but once past our shell, we are the easiest people to get to know. Sigma males also have a strong sense of loyalty and friendship. We are always there for our friends and family, and we will do anything to help them. We are also very protective of the people we love. We just need the right person with lots of patience, and we may find a beautiful connection. At times, we may search dating websites and apps with curiosity, but we understand these places are riddled with people who may not be honest and upfront. Likewise, Sigmas are not interested in pretentiousness or superficiality. We want to be able to be ourselves without having to put on a show. Therefore, we may look for places where we are accepted for who we are. We are often drawn to settings where we can be challenged. We may look for places where we can thrive and show our abilities. This could be a sports league or a competitive gaming group, activities where we can engage our minds and skills and find partners who share our interests. Adventure groups and meetups are also great for Sigma males to find partners. However, often in our rush to connect, we attract the wrong partner. Sometimes we are sucked in by someone who is good-looking or has a great sense of humor. Occasionally, we find someone with a great intellect, the perfect aphrodisiac for a Sigma. But during this dating season, we often find ourselves in relationships that are less than ideal. Sometimes we can't pinpoint why we are with the wrong partner, but there are some common reasons a Sigma may choose the wrong partner. These traits are usually the result of childhood trauma or previous relationships where we failed to assert our boundaries. The great news is, once a Sigma self-reflects, he can see his part and avoid the red flags of bad relationships. However, we must be honest with ourselves and with our potential partners about what we're looking for, and don't settle for anything less. While we pick up on common red flags, such as bad tempers, lack of emotional maturity, poor communication, unreliability, and dishonesty, nonetheless, there are some red flags that are specifically toxic to the Sigma male lifestyle. Here are a couple of red flags Sigmas should watch out for. Controlling partners. Sigma males are typically more aggressive and independent than their beta counterparts. They don't pair well with controlling partners, and will often be more aggressive than even alpha males in these relationships. Partners from rigid families. A Sigma male can have a hard time living in families where parents are in charge of their children's marriages and dating. Sigmas respect all expressions and are curious about different ideals. But what happens when ideas can't be expressed or tolerated because of tradition or religion? Sigmas have a need to seek and express knowledge wherever it may lead. We will eventually exit rigid systems. Partners with black and white thinking. Likewise, a black and white thinker sees the world as a set of rules that must be followed. They are not open to new ideas or concepts, because they believe that this will lead to chaos. Sigmas are willing to change yesterday's ways of doing things, because we are constantly learning. We are not afraid of change because we know that change is necessary for growth. These black and white thinkers may be a good fit for someone else, but not for a Sigma male. These particular traits put a damper on our independent and curious energy. Once a Sigma can find someone who passes the red flags, we often can create a lasting and fulfilling relationship. Here are some of the things that Sigma males love in their partners. Ambition. A woman who is ambitious and has her own goals and aspirations is very attractive to a Sigma male. We love a woman who is driven and knows what she wants out of life. Openness and vulnerability. We are drawn to people who are open about their feelings and vulnerable because it shows that they are trustworthy. They may not be perfect, but they don't pretend to be either. Intelligence. Sigma males are attracted to intelligent women who can keep up with them intellectually. They enjoy stimulating conversations and discussions, and a woman who is smart and well-informed is a major turn-on. Empathy. Empathy is a key trait that we look for in our partners. It helps us to understand each other, and it also helps to make our relationship stronger. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. It's not just about being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, but also about understanding what they are feeling and why they are feeling that way. A sense of humor. A woman with a great sense of humor is a real asset to a Sigma male. We love to laugh and have fun, and a partner who can make us do that is truly special. Confidence. Confidence is a major turn-on for a Sigma male. We love a woman who is comfortable in her own skin and knows her own worth. Finding partners with these traits can add value to your life. Of course, every relationship comes with its challenges. But if we're up for the challenge, it can be an exciting and rewarding relationship. If you are a Sigma male and you are looking for the right partner, keep these things in mind. With the right woman by your side, you may accomplish more and have a better life. Thanks for watching. Please check out our video on how Sigmas handle divorce and betrayal.